This is the final summative assessment application of servo motor. So first, here we have the pin module, or here we have the project resources. We added ADCC, PWM6, and timer 2. And here we have the pins. We have RA1 as the output for the LED, which will be used for testing if the circuit is powered. And then RA4 for the PWM, or for the output of PWM6. And then RB4 for the input for potentiometer. Interrupt module and system module, we did not touch any, or we did not change anything. And timer 2, we changed the clock source to FOSC4, and the prescaler to 1 to 32. And then we set the timer period to 20 milliseconds, which is the period for the PWM signal of the SG90 servo. So here in PWM6, we chose timer 2 for the timer. And then here, just to demonstrate, the PW, or the, to rotate the servo, we need a pulse of 1 millisecond to 2 milliseconds over a period of 20 milliseconds. So for 1 millisecond, that is 5% of our duty cycle. And if we set 5% to the duty cycle, here we see the PWM DC value is 30. And if we want it to go all the way to, and if we want it to go to 10 milliseconds, we just type 10%. And here we have 61. So we should take note of the values 30 and 61, since this will be used in the conversion later. Here we have the frequency set to 50 Hz and the period set to basically 20 Hz. For ADCC, we did not change anything. So here in main.c, we create a new integer called duty, and then we assign a formula to it. So what this is basically doing is converting the value of the potentiometer, which is 0 to 1023, and then it converts it to a value within the range of 30 to 61, which is from the PWM6 module. It is the 5 to 10% duty cycle, which is 1 millisecond to 2 milliseconds. And then here we are setting the duty cycle, or here we are setting the duty cycle of the PWM signal to duty. And then here we have we are just turning on the LED for testing. So again, this line, or this formula, converts the range that we get from the potentiometer, which is 0 up to 1023, and then it converts it to a range, or to the range of a pulse of 1 millisecond to 2 milliseconds, which is or which has a PWM DC value of 30 to 61. This is my circuit for application of servo motor. So here we have the servo, or the potentiometer, powered by positive and negative, and then the RB4 is used as the input for the potentiometer. And here we have a servo also with positive and negative for power, and then the orange cable, which is the data pin for the servo, is connected to RA4 of the circuit board. And then here we have an LED just to test if the circuit works, and it is just to test if the circuit is receiving power. It is connected to RA1. So if we power the circuit, the LED should turn on, and if we turn the servo, or if we turn the potentiometer to the right, the servo should turn to the right. And if we turn it to the left, it should turn to the left.